Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fates Day Night Remastered. Ich bin ja immer noch im Prolog. Der Prolog ist halt nicht so schnell, deshalb musste ich da eine Pause setzen. So, Rin hat ja gerade das Dojo verlassen, nachdem sich mit einer ihrer wenigen Freundinnen dort ein bisschen den Morgen vertrieben hat und dann die anderen, oder zumindest die ersten von den anderen, ähm, ich nenne es jetzt einfach Archery Club also Bogenschießen Clubmitgliedern gekommen sind. Ich weiß, das hat einen anderen Namen, weil das ein sehr traditionelles Bogenschießen ist. Bogenschießen ist übrigens in Japan sehr weit verbreitet, möchte ich sicherheitshalber nochmal anmerken. Und ja, I leave the dojo behind so as not to get in the way.
Ja, Tosaka. Ohayo.
Oh nein.
朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Und wir haben schon direkt den. Oh no, and here comes the person I least wanted to see.
おはよう、マト君。今日は早いのね。
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから。早めに来ないと一年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Shinji Mata from Class 2C grins at me. He is the vice captain of the Kyoto Club and darling of Hyphen, the girls at school. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he is also admired for his good grades, social graces, being kind to girls, and being an overall heartthrob, or something like that. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear from my classmates to say.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マト君。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
一文字抜けてるって何？
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
Oh, wie geil.
そうだね。今後は気をつける。ありがとう、遠坂。
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあマト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
With that, I turned to leave the range.
ちょっと待てよ。見学に来たんだろ。なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。それに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから、知らないやつの試合を見ても嬉しくないわ。
なんだよ、遠坂。弓道に興味はなかったのか。へえ。だっていうのに放課後になると遠くから見てたのはそういうわけかな。
Ich finde irgendwie gerade ein bisschen... sind die Sound-Settings wieder... So, schon wesentlich besser. I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood things.
なんだ、知ってたの、マト君。
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ。僕と遠坂。茶を終えてさ、斬新の時に限って遠坂は僕を見ていたろ。
Oh Mann.
声を返したかったけど、一応決まりでね。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. I see the triumphant glint in his eyes, an eye competing with that affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ。ならなんで遠坂は道場を見ていたのかな。
Oh, now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしら、マト君。私 あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
ん？何？遠坂？
あきれた。ここまで言ってもわからないのね。趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。
Oh, jetzt wird's hart.
いい、マト君。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるのよ。実際あなたが車上にいたなんて今初めて知ったぐらいだし、きっとこれからも目に入らないわ。
なんだと。
I must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. I twist out of his reach and turn to leave.
それじゃあね、マト君。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ。
遠坂、お前。
Oh, das hat seine Ehre verletzt. Das hat ganz schön seine Ehre verletzt, will ich behaupten. Cedric sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. The guy is all style, no substance. If he had even a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. Damit meinte auch Sakura. Meint sie auch Sakura. I take the rear entrance into campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't students in the hallway. Tiger!
遠坂さんだ。おはようございます、藤村先生。
Oh, Tiger.
おはよう、遠坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて先生は嬉しいよ。
The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinary affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher. Yeah.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか？あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね。上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
Oh man. With a parting wave and see ya, Miss Fujimura leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Fujuki Tiger. Ich weiß. Okay, ich habe ja schon mal gesagt, ich kenne die Serie und ich weiß, auf welche Szene das hinausläuft mit dem Kendo. That's a mystery, so. You would think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Mrs. Fujimura cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she is the faculty advisor to the Kyoto Club instead of the Kendo Club. Ich weiß auch wieso. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except... Oh ja, er ist so geil. He always spreads out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me. あら、生徒会長。こんな朝早くから校舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる？部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か？
ただの気まぐれよ。竜斗くんちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
The student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicions. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull past is what started it.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか？と。
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、竜斗くんは。
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
そう。なら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。 なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ。うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このめぎつれ。
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。とんでもない倫理観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
あなたもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
分かっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
Oh, it's fixed, Issei. Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his presence known.
と、悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Ich möchte mal daran erinnern, die Person ganz am Anfang. Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't have much time.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
If it's completely broken, I can't fix it. It would be easier to buy a new one.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
Okay, I will try. Hat er echt keine Vertonung? Backed by the other students, the president leaves. I had stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he has remembered something. You're early today, Tosaka. He awkwardly mutters and leaves. Was that supposed to be a greeting? The president and the student called Emiya. The president and the student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Emiya from class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wrench looked right at home in his hand, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough or handy. At 7:30 a.m. there's nobody else in classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after 4th period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half of the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so...
東坂さん、よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか?
Oh, adorable. Sie hat all ihr Mut zusammengenommen. We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。あ、いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。
Poor Saigusa.
余計なことしましたね。
Saigusa looks guilty at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she is the most demure. For some reason, she is really nice to me.
余計なことだなんて、そんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down as gently as I can and offer her a genuine smile.
あ、はい。でも東坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんですね。
Oh, adorable. Both my smile made her feel better. Saigusa turns back to her table looking relieved. She's adorable. Das denke ich auch gerade. Yukika Saigusa isn't drop dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、 本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Wenn ich so drüber nachdenke, jupp, das wird auch in der Serie ein paar Mal gezeigt. Saigusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reaction is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃあ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
Saigusa and I exchange some graceful greetings and she returns to her friends. I see that she is eating with Kaede Makidera and Kane Himuro. Alright, wasn't Saigusa the track and field club manager? Makidera and Himuro are the track and field club's rising stars. Makidera has a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himuro too well.
お、振られたね、ゆきっち。だから言ったでしょ。遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話では。ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。前の休みだってさ、二人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
Oh, wie geil. Oh, poor little Saigusa. Makidera takes hold of Saigusa's desk as she continues to rant about me. Despite her full mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well. Like a picturesque Japanese beauty.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Meanwhile, Himuru's cool and solid manner are a complete foil to that of Makidera.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。
Oh, it's just too precious.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思うけど。睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか、口ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
Oh, wie geil. Kaede Makidera puffs her cheeks out and about, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in the strange ways. Oh, wie geil. At any rate, it's rude to Saigusa to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the full-mouthed Makidera, Saigusa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖、次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。マジ怖え、あの笑顔。
Makidera holds up her lunchbox like it's some kind of shield. A bit the odd trio farewell leaves the classroom and slides the door closed. Oops.
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Makidera utters something blasphemous for a girl.
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって？
Is she even human? Are all desserts the same to her? If I had known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fleur's 500 yen very very berry from an 80 yen taiyaki at Idumei. Damn you, Kaede Makidera. I could have saved 420 yen.
何本気で悔しがってるんだ、私。
I must still be tired from last night. The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I will just buy some bread from the counter and eat on the roof. I purchase my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime, during the winter the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but that's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯と。
Indulge to the tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink I bought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch and made all the more delicious by the fact I can enjoy it up here in peace. We finish the sandwich and sip on the warm lemon drink. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no conviction, that I'll be the top student of the school. I had decided that if I was going to be a student, then I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be a perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witness to protect herself. I would rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makidera on my days off, and I turn down invitations from more sociable people like Saigusa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being the number one student at school while making sure I don't become anybody else's number one. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and I feel like life is a real drag.
もう時間か。
I finish the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tosaka again.
ではホームルームを終了する。日直は日誌と戸締まりの確認を。部活動のない生徒は速やかに帰宅するように。
Class 2A's teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it exactly the same way all year.
遠坂、今日はもうお帰り？
ええ、朝方麻藤君と一件あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
やっぱりそうか。麻藤のやつ、今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。遠坂に手ひどく扱われたんだろうなって思ってた。
そう、迷惑をかけてしまったかしら、三辻さん。
別に、麻藤が下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし。あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
そう、よかった。じゃあこの埋め合わせはまた今度。
はいはい、これに懲りずまた寄っていってちょうだい。
I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tosaka, the honor student, ends once I leave the school. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I have to become a mage of the Tosaka. When I arrive back at the house, I am greeted with the pulsing light of my answering
留
machine.
守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか、キレ。
I have a feeling I know what he is going to say, but I would better listen or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice.
私だ。分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。あまり悠長に構えられては困る。残る席はあと2つだ。早々にマスターを揃えねばならん。
The priest cuts straight to the point.
マスターの権利を放棄するというのなら、今日中に連絡しろ。予備の魔術師を派遣するにも時間がかかる。
Liar, I bet you could find a backup right
お
away.
前にはすでに0時の兆しが現れているのだ。さっさとサーバントを召喚し、0時を開け。もっとも、聖杯戦争に参加しないというのならば話は別だ。命が惜しいのなら、早々に教会に駆け込むがいい。
The voicemail ends. It was a clear message in simple language. If you're going to fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire. Because you are in the way.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
It's only to be expected, I guess. Today's the last day I can drag this out. Thankfully, I managed to decipher Father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that's left is to seize the right to participate, as he said.
聖杯戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う殺し合い。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式か。
The mages who take part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. It doesn't denote a rank of any kind. It merely describes the role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Regardless of your skills as a mage, you are not recognized as a master unless you command the servant. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalysts, but...
ほんと、父さんもセイバーにゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったのに。
I don't own any relics with a connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now, if I wanted to, as well as a form of contract. This town's ley lines, under the jurisdiction of the Tosaka, and the hire to a clan that's administered in the land for generations, so my performance will not take a backseat to some visiting mage. Ich möchte einmal kurz... Dieser Punkt ist nicht ganz richtig, beziehungsweise der ist zu dem Zeitpunkt noch richtig, aber gleichzeitig auch nicht. Ich möchte nicht... Ich spoilere nicht, worum es geht, aber sie besitzt ein Relikt, welcher eine Verbindung zu einem Servant bekommen wird. Um es mal so zu sagen. Ja, fuck. Also, while it's true, it would be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass.
強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
In other words, I would need some outrageously valuable item like a sword or piece of armor that servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
The pendant I discovered in the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing all on its own. Still, it won't help me summon a servant.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
Alright, I've made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful, and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me. Now the real challenge begins. Tonight I'm going to summon a servant while I'm in a peak condition and acquire saber by force. Late night. The clock reads almost 2 AM. This is the period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 2 AM sharp. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't afford even the slightest mistake.
消去の中に大挙。大挙の陣を4つ刻んで召喚の陣で囲むと。
And scrape magic circuits into the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world and supply the magic energy to materialize them, but the servants are the ones who choose to respond to the summons.
Sonny, 銀と 礎に石と契約の太鼓。祖には我が大使シュバインオーグ。
Schweinorg.
降り立つ風には壁を。四方の門は閉じ、王冠より出。王国に至る三サロは循環せよ。
Still, I need to keep cautious and focused. Magic circuits are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with magic jewels. I'm using up half of the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I will never financially recover from this if it fails.
満たせ、満たせ、満たせ、満たせ、満たせ。繰り返し都度に5度。ただ満たされる時を破却する。
It's almost 2 a.m. I finished drawing the summoning circle passed down through the Tosaka line, and face it with all my being.
アンフォン。
I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click I feel my inside turns over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. Rin Tosaka is no longer human. She is just a component in the execution of mystiques. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I'm taking is so dense it overrides my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I convert it into a different type of energy through my body's circuit. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Circuits to connect the ethereal to the material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Step, swords pierce my body. These are the stigmata that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we are only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The circuit doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, deep within the trance, lies the mental state of necessary for connection. Pain wiggles in my left arm. To aid the caster, my magical crest autonomously begins an incantation, invading my nervous system. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. It's like molten lead. While my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerve, with a crunching sensation it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me, like I've reached where I need to go. My hypersensitivity hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into magical energy for fixation. All that's left is to feed all that energy into the engine, the summoning circle, until my body runs dry.
汝の身は我が元に、我が命運は汝の剣に。聖杯のよるべに従い、この断りに従うならば答えよ。
Das ist schon geil gemacht, finde ich. My vision goes dark. What lies before me now is a fifth factor, said to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision sets off on its own, fearing what it might see.
誓いよここに、我は常世すべての善となるもの。我は常世すべての悪を仕組む。汝三代の言霊を して抑止の輪より来たれ天秤の守り手よ。
That went off without a hinge. It feels so perfect, it's like I'm relying in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless, I'm positive. I just drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. It will take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will be nowhere in sight.
はい。
Nothing is there. The room doesn't look different at all. I spun that much ether into the ritual only for absolutely nothing to materialize. On top of that, I think I just heard something explode in the parlor. I bolt. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement.
扉壊れてる。
The door to the parlor is askew of its hinges. There isn't any point in turning the doorknob. And since it won't open whether I push or pull...
もう邪魔だから。
Mit Gewalt geht alles. I kick it down and burst into the room. Komm, den Anblick. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Wie er da chillt. So geil. Everything is in tatters. Rubble is strewn across everything, as if something has fallen through the ceiling. On top of it all sits a man cooking his head arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather's clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Right, of course, the clocks were an hour ahead today. Weren't they? Which means it's 1 a.m. Still a full hour left until I'm in peak spellcasting form.
またやっちゃった。
I can complete tasks as well as anybody else, but suffer from the curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow manage to bungle things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない。反省。
I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I direct my glare at the man lounging haughtily on the rubble.
それで、あんた何？
開口一番それか。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
The man in the red mantle shakes his head in a show of exasperation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the sword store. Oh no, I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. Sagt die richtige Person. And is this a servant? I had thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. No, not just a man. Even from here I can tell that it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost. That's on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game.
確認するけど、あなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね。正直状況がつかめない。
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
The unidentified servant frowns and the grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic in my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもないこの私のサーバントかってことだけよ。それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
召喚に失敗しておいてそれか。この場合他にいろいろと言うべきことがあると思うのだな。
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。やることは知ってんだらけだが、口だけは達者らしい。ああ、確かにその意見には賛成だ。どちらが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubber of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。だがそれはあくまで契約上の話だろう。どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。さて、その件でいくと、君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのかな、お嬢さん。
The servant smirks. First he destroys my house and acts like he is king of the castle, and now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy.
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not going to back down from this condescending knee-jerk.
なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、気概だけなら立派なマスターだが。
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。仕方あるまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。で、その場合君が私のマスターなのか。いや、まああくまで仮の話だが。
当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
I glare at this rude man, giving me a saving head a moment to cool down.
そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。
Ich finde ihn so geil, ich mag Archer.
君が私のマスターである証はどこにある？
Deshalb ist er auch auf meinem Cover verewigt und Saber ist auch indirekt dort auf meinem Kanalbild verewigt. The servant bluffily asks, smirking all the while. He is clearly trying to goad me these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ。
I saw the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are at least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
I thrust the symbols at him in challenge, but the lounging servant rolls his eyes.
まいったな。本気で言っているのか、お嬢さん。
His face darkens, looking even more disgrunting.
本気かってなんでよ。
その考えがだ。霊樹があればマスターなのか。霊樹などサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。まったくそんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。私が見たかったのは君が忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物かどうかだったのだが。
That makes sense, but normally you would think of commandment spells if someone asked for proof you are a master, right?
何よ。それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいが、そうはいくまい。霊樹がある以上、私の召喚者は君のようだ。信じがたいが、君は本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Uh-oh. I've reached my boiling point and I'm not going to cool down in time.
全くもって不満だが、認めよう。とりあえず君は私のマスターだ。だが私にも条件がある。
私は今後君の言い分には従わない。戦闘方針は私が決めるし、君はそれに従って行動する。これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
Eigentlich möchte ich die Folge beenden. Das ist gerade so blöd. Sorry, Father. I'm at my limit.
そう。不満だけど認めるくせに、私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ。
I ask in a trembling voice. After our spat over the command space, this is my last desperate attempt to a dialogue. And yet...
形の上だけはな。故に、形式上は君に従ってやる。だが、戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて、聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。それなら、未熟な君でも命だけは助かるだろう。
He is looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
怒ったのか？いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。それなら文句はなかろう。どうせ君にレイジは使えまい。まあ、後のことは私に任せて。
あ、玉きた。火はそんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。
Nicht klug.
アンファン。
No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for a jackass like this.
まさか。
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラック、アイノイエナーゲン、アイノイエスケナツ、アイノイエスフィアブレヒン。
待て、正気かマスター。そんなことでレイジを使うやつが。
うるさい。いい？あんたは私のサーバントなら、私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
Oops. The emblem of Orion Tent Ages. Free command spells. They allow a master to issue free unbreakable commands to the servant.
考えなしか君は。こんな大雑把なことにレイジを使うなど。
Oof, it's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty scandal. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the palace and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant room my command spells compelled absolute obedience from, supposedly anyway.
なるほど。君の性質は大体理解したぞ、マスター。
Aber ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich jetzt tatsächlich nochmal die Folge, weil das dauert mir zu lange. Ich bin mit dem Prolog immer noch nicht durch, aber egal. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao!